What's up, everybody? This is Zero, and today I'm gonna give my thoughts and my review, my thoughts on the TV show hashtag Free Rayshawn, and it's a show on the app Quibi, QUIBI. I'll put it in the chat in a minute. Yeah, but yeah, it's quite a interesting series. Hey Shay, how you doing? Yeah, cause well, I mean, I say it's interesting, but I don't know, man. I guess it depends on how people see interesting. I think that was kind of interesting. It grabbed my attention when I seen the. I had looked at like one of their trailers. Was I was like, okay, that seems pretty good. How you doing? Okay, okay, sure. And and when I was looking at this, I was thinking, okay, I'm curious about what this is about because they didn't really give too much on what it was about. So I'm like, okay, it seems like, something about a black man being a fugitive, something like that. So, okay, it seems pretty action packed. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna check it out and kind of give my give a review and thoughts on it because like it gave me a lot to think about. Like now as far as the review, the show Free Ray Shine. This is like you said, this is on the show. This is on the app Quibi. You can Quibi. I think it's like say it. And I think there's like a 3 day free 3 day trial. The thing about it is like a short it's a webisode series. I could say probably more accurate to say because the because the because like Quibi kind of it doesn't they don't do like 15 or 30-minute episodes, so they kind of do little few minute series. I mean episodes. Hey DJ Tony, hey Love Blake, how y'all doing? So when I so like oh yeah, appreciate y'all coming through. But yeah, like when I seen this, it was like the show was about like this black man. Like I mean, I kind of like when like how he moved. I said you got to be like military. Kind of looked at the summary of it was like, oh, he's an Iraqi war vet. I was like, so that makes sense. And and apparently, he was set up by the police. So you kind of see him in the beginning of the movie, not movie, in the beginning of the series, running from trying to escape from the cops on the truck. So yeah. So like like these cops are trying to take him out. So so pretty much he managed to get away from the cops for like maybe a minute or two, to gets off. He runs on foot, Of course, he has a an Uzi with him, but it's not his. Kind of find out later that they pinned it on him. But he runs to his family, and he runs to his house. He's trying to get Fan Herb pack up and leave so that Herb get out of there because these the cops that are after him want him dead. So apparently, he was he got caught. He kind of got caught up dealing with some dirty cops. And and as he's leaving, the cops kind of find out where he's at, so they try to surround the place to go find him. So he's trying to hurry up, get out of there, and as he's going to catch the elevator, like as soon as they coming up, he runs to this one officer, like a brother, played by Lawrence Fishburne, and like if you put them all together, that's like one movie. But these episodes, though, I'm like thinking like it should have just been a movie. But yeah, it do sound like a whole movie. Yeah, so yeah, they go in the elevator, they see Fishburne, and like they kind of describe him in not much of a description of a black man, but he's like point a gun at him, he's like he's trying to figure out who's if he's the guy they're looking for, and it's like he was the elevator, and yeah, it's a TV series, and he's pointing at him, and because he wants to make sure he's getting he's gonna arrest the right person. So I guess like the elevator door shut and went back down. Hey, Yemi, how you doing? And so he goes back in his house, and he takes family right back in the house. He takes back in the house. He's like locking the doors. He puts a beam on the wooden beam on the door and puts the couch and the table on it, try to barricade himself in. So like when when those cops like all the other cops start coming out and all that I mean that's probably like when all the other cops start coming out, and so he Ray Sean is like really getting scared, so he's like man, he was like he don't want to end up like as just another dead black man or something like that, so he's trying to he goes social media trying to get the word out, trying to rally people up. So I mean, you managed to get a crowd out there, to I guess kind of make sure they don't go too far, what they're doing. But of course, as it goes on, that they're trying to well matter of fact for for that like after not too long after he's like talking about it and everything like that, he's looking out the window and he's in worry and they say no like his wife come running in there. And I think his wife and then like I think like his son about to come there. He said, "No, get back!" And then that's when the police start saying "gun," start shooting at the window. As a matter of fact, I got the video. This is the scene I'm talking about right here. Let me pull it up. It's a short one, but
Daddy? Where's Daddy?
Hey, get back! Gun!
yeah. So pretty much he's pretty much like his whole point of main focus is to protect his family. That's all he really thinks about, like getting his family out alive. So yeah, so like of course like when they want to reach out to him and talk to him on the phone, when it gets to that point, he's like, I'm only talking to the brother that, didn't shoot at him. So of course after the whole scene with them shooting and all that, Lawrence Fishburne, he seen that there was like famine there, so like he's trying to tell everybody to stop shooting. I mean, he almost got it. He kind of got into it a little bit with the officer that was trying that was leading the team that was trying to kill him. So yeah, like as they were doing it, they needed somebody to talk to. So they tried to talk to him, say I ain't talking to nobody but the dude who didn't shoot at me. You get him on the phone. I'm only talking to him. So I mean, he wasn't answering the calls till he called him. So I guess like when he started talking to him, he started trying to explain like, hey, he's trying to get the DA down here, so he can give the evidence to them and have them look at it, so they don't so he don't take the fall for that crime. So I mean, I guess like after he started explaining like on the phone, he just hung up because he was like, I don't want to be a negotiator. He said I don't want to do this, but he said he's the only one that he'll talk to. So he kind of like stuck in a rock and a hard place, pretty much. So I mean, more and more as he goes on, you kind of see like that Lawrence Fishburne really, is the only one that's actually trying to keep him alive, trying to keep him and his family alive. I mean, as far as the other cops know, he just, Ray Sean is just holding his family hostage. That's pretty much how they're painted. So after all that, they, of course, like things are getting, heated. SWAT starts coming in. They pull out. They bring a sniper in there. Like that was like the second best sniper besides like the American sniper shooter, and and they have him on the rooftop ready, take a shot if he need to. So SWAT's coming in. I mean, SWAT's like about to come in, and he wants to get his family out. So he said he's not gonna go to work. So they got to worry about the wife and the kid. They don't really care about the brother. They just like, oh well, we got to save this wife and kid. So when they doing that, it's I mean, like at some point, they, talk a little bit more. Matter of fact, like first time the black dude tried to, really come up there and really talk to him because like they had talked on the phone most of the time. So they talked on the phone until the end. So he came up there, went to talk to him, tried to explain everything and all that. And first, Lawrence Fishburne didn't really want to hear what he had to say because he thought he was just trying to just talk his way up out of it. So so yeah, it's like while he was doing that, like the cops that trying to kill him like sneaking, go ahead and like go up there anyway. And he tells them like, and pretty much almost, had Steven shot. That's the name of the officer that Lawrence Fishburne played. His name was Steven. I forgot Steven, whatever. I forgot what his last name was, but his character's name was Steven or Steve. So so he had a gun into his head. He said, yeah, he said, man, y'all go, he said, tell him stand down. He said, back away, because that's all he really want to do, have him back away. So, they eventually came in back, had him back away. Hey, Gigi, how you doing? They eventually had him back away, and they let him go. And and then, like, of course, over time, uh, you know, Stevie, he's talking to him and everything. They had like the negotiator, and he didn't want to talk to the negotiator, even though they were insisting on talking to him. But he's not. Ray Sean was not trying to talk to anybody but Steve. So of course he kept talking to him, and I mean, first he was kind of doing it how the way the negotiator was doing it, but of course, once he seen the footage of him leaving the drug deal, because like for a while, like his girl, his wife was asking him like what's going on. He didn't explain it to her, so when he told her, he said that that the cop's trying to trap him. He said no, 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 there's more to it. And he told him that like he was he was going to do a drug deal, but at the last moment he decided to walk away. And when he tried to walk away, the cop that was undercover, forced him to come back and set him up. And when they did that, like the cop that was trying to set him up was in the back of the truck he was driving in the beginning of the series, and he backed up, hit him, and then drove off. And and Lawrence Fishburne, they all seen it. The DA seen. Well, I don't know. Well, DA said she didn't see it, whatever. But they seen it. They knew. Now they know he's telling the truth. Now they trying to get him. Now Stephen trying to get him and his family out there safe, and he's trying to do everything he can to make sure they get safe, even against the wishes of the hostage negotiator, because like she wanted him to stick to the script. And he was like, no, I mean, he pretty much like, no, I'm gonna be real with him. So he was being real with him, and of course it took him a minute to really won't even come back out because at some point his phone got they got his carrier to have his phone cut off, so they gave him a throw phone, which was called a throw phone, which is it was a phone that like the negotiator and him, those negotiators only using. So yeah, when he gets that phone, of course, talk to him, he's telling him all that. He's like, say, hey, I know how it is and all that. I know, because like Steven has a son, which he comes in later, but yeah, he was telling him like, yeah, talking about family, talking how he lost his family to alcoholism, and he had been sober for like 7 years. So yeah, he's trying to help keep him alive, and you find out either before that or after that, like the reason why he's so determined to keep this brother alive, because he was like, at this time as a cop, he made a bad call and ended up killing a 9-year-old kid who had a BB gun. He didn't, of course, they ain't no BB gun, but you know, it kind of haunted him. So, I guess he didn't want to see another nobody black dying again. So he's trying to do whatever he can to to get this brother and his family alive. So of course, he's getting it. He said, okay, I'm gonna come out with me and my family. So okay, so Steven came out there. Of course, SWAT was still out there. They were at the door. They already blew open the sides of it. So I guess they could bust in if they wanted to, but it would be kind of hard for them to come through because he had the couch and the table up on it, but he had seen him. He seen Steve at the door. He was like, "Tell him, like, come on out. I'm you know, y'all be able to walk out. Walk out alive. Ain't nothing gonna happen to you. We gonna let the justice system sort it out." So he was like, "Okay." He said, I'm gonna come out. He let his wife and his kid go out, and once they went out, he just shut the door and barricaded himself in there, and his wife, of course, screaming, and they went and got him out, and pretty much he was like, saying, "Where?" And pretty much you just say, "Where's my son? Is my son okay?" He said, "No, he's fine. Bring him downstairs." And he was screaming for his son, and then like, said, "Come on, man." Steve was like, "Come on, man. Come on, man. You too. Come on, let's go." And and he was like, "No, no, I can't." Cause like, oh yeah, I forgot the part I got to mention. Like when he was before they cut out the phone, he was talking with the news station. That's like when he found out that like the cop that he hit, because he was in the hospital. Then he found out that cop died in the hospital. So now they gonna look at them cops will look at him as a cop killer. So So he was like, okay, so like he was like, no, I'm a cop killer. I'm gonna be labeled as a cop killer. And he said they're not gonna let me leave out alive, which wouldn't be true because he would have made sure they did. But he got so scared he just locked himself in there. So so because he did that, and now they took out the brought out the wife and kid, the SWAT really has no reason to stop now. I mean, other than Steven, but now they Ray Sean kind of took the peace option away. Now SWAT's gonna have to try to come in now. So I mean, of course, like they try to come in, start shooting at them. They couldn't get in, but I guess like while about the time his wife and kid got down there, all they hear is like one big loud shot, and it came from the sniper. And when Steven ran back up there to see the body, you found like Ray Sean dead with his through the shot back of the head. and and I mean, of course, like while the whole thing was going on, his son was like kind of looking at like yeah, you should be trying to help that brother, and son seen him actually try to help him. And after he seen that, like like the leader of the Dirty Cops name is Trout. I mean, that's all I know. That's all I got from like Trout. But he so he went and so Lawrence Fishburne character go over there and start fighting him. It was like, you got what you want, then you want him dead, then you got what you want. Because he's mad because like these cops got away with the trapping a black man, and now he's dead, so now they ain't got nothing to worry about. Which I'm like saying like they you know, should go to trial, but of course we know how that story goes. So after he did that, he got his steward's badge down and said, "Oh yeah, you were this, you can keep the badge and all that." And then he went to the car, and then after that, his son, comes to the car like maybe like a minute, maybe like 30 seconds later. He comes in and he gives him back. He tells him like, "Hey, you did all you could, So here's your badge. Say, if he's like, say, if you quit, who gonna be out there to look out for us?" So so he said, we need cops like you out there. So with that, he gave him back his badge, and I guess he was about to drive his son home, and that was the end of the series. I mean, of course, they show all the names of it. Supposed to be supposed to be dedicated to the victims of wrongful killings by the police and all that. But I'm like my thoughts on it is I'm like thinking why couldn't why couldn't they say the brother still had the same message? I mean, I mean, it kind of irritates me. I don't usually talk about stuff like this, but it's like I thought the show was interesting, but it was like he didn't even have to die. He didn't have to die. That's the thing about it. And it's kind of like the whole same setup for Queen and Slim. I mean, even though I knew that's how the movie was gonna end, but people like, man, best friend kept bugging me about it, like, say, "Oh yeah, it's a great movie. It's a great movie." I'm like, I already know how it's gonna end, but he kept telling me like, "No, that ain't how." He kept telling me like, "Hey, you just gotta see it." I was like, I don't get why you couldn't tell me, because he probably knew I wouldn't go see it if I if I if I didn't if I didn't if he did tell me. So so pretty much, because I mean, Queen Slim's not a movie that like the character shouldn't have died, but they want they wanted to show like, oh yeah, give it the realism where we're not disrespecting the victims. I'm like, disrespecting the victims? How is like them living disrespecting the victims? Like, explain, like, anybody explain that to me. Explain that. So them getting away from the police, that like for something they didn't do, that's that's disrespect. Man, that's the stupidest. That's one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. But but yeah, it was. I mean, it was like Queens Live. It's like yeah, they just kept. They just ran to the plane. It's like stupid stuff. Like they just ran to the plane. They'd have got away. It was literally like that. They just ran to the plane. They could have got away, but no, they wanted to stand there and hold hands. I'm like, what kind of crazy mess is this? So it was ridiculous. I was like, okay, so this is what we're doing. We're just going to we're just gonna keep showing movies like where like people just mistreat. I'm like, I get it. It's bringing awareness, but it's like, I mean, I guess let's try and bring awareness to other people, but people already know that's never been in the news. Why can't like those situations in the movies and TV shows? Why can't it be a good ending for us? I mean, well, I guess maybe your brother, you most likely ain't gonna have a good ending, but that's my kind of thing. Why can't we have a good ending and still put this and have the same message? Because it can be still the same message. Why not? I mean, it's like, well, it's not likely to happen. Well, it's not impossible. So I guess with that, I guess I'm pretty much done with my thoughts on it. But if you want to check it out, just I mean, if you want to check out the TV series, I guess let somebody who wants to come up. But yeah, the Quibi app is where you want to see it. But just in case anybody wants to come up, I'm gonna put a link right here. But then I have a few more things to say about it, and then I'm probably gonna be done with it. But, but yeah, and it's like I don't, well, I get it, but it just seems like anytime, it just seems like and I get why, but it's like if you got like black people writing the script, and if you have, and then we get more of us producing. I mean, but even writing, like, shouldn't there be something there to be like, okay, well, can we have something positive that looks realistic? It looks like it could happen in real life. Like bad situation like that actually turns out good. That's all I'm asking for. Just come on, give us a happy ending. Because if this was like some other color, I mean, it may still happen like that, but it's not gonna be like almost all the time though. I'm like we can't live in the movie. We can't live in the movies and TV series, but we can't. Well, I would say all of us can't live, but like in those cases, we can't live in real life. We can't live in the theaters in the movie in a TV series. So I guess if nobody wants to come up and share their thoughts, then I am going to end this thing. But yeah, let me give my shout outs. But I guess if somebody comes up, I'll keep it going. But other than that, I'm just gonna end it. I guess I wasn't really planning on being up that long anyway. But shout out to Shay, shout out to DJ Tony, shout out to Love Blake, shout out to Yemi, and shout out to Gigi. Thank y'all for coming through on this Bound Vibrations. and I'll see y'all later. So let's go ahead and end it with the music. Oh, okay, that's the wrong one. Okay, now it's the music.